Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Franti.
Well, we're glad you joined us for the first three segments of the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Check out more by going to donandgino.com. In fact, you can join us right here at the Vault Media Studio, right here at Skyline Home Loans, located on Tourney Road in Valencia, your local direct lender. Believe it or not, we've been around. Skyline's been around since 1985. We're not the new kids in the block. We're here. We're accountable to you. We're accountable to our radio show, and we love what we do. So check us out at Santa Clarita, easy for me to say, SantaClaritaHomeLoan.com, SantaClaritaHomeLoan.com. We're your local direct lender who will give you sound advice, whether you're purchasing your first home, your next home, refinancing, investing. We're the guys you need to talk to because you get straight up answers, and we have all the options for you, believe me.
So today what we wanted to talk about, Don, I know we've been kind of talking about is where the market is today and how to benefit from that, because there's, as a seller, I think it's really important right now that you really identify how important it is to take action today.
This is the best part of the show right here. Gino, you nailed it on the head right away.
This is it. Right now, this is the most important part of the show. If you are even thinking about selling your home to buy a bigger home or to move or to relocate or for whatever, if it's even crossed your mind that you might want to sell your home, now is the time to interview a real estate professional. You've got a small window of opportunity here for a number of reasons.
We're going to give you those reasons because this is not just to promote. I mean, we don't sell homes, just so you know.
No, and in fact, it's just right now, it happens every year, but I feel like this year is special. And I feel like this year it's going to be very, very challenging once we get into October.
All right. And I want to introduce again, Jennifer is in the house with us, Jennifer Gerber. Thanks for joining us, dear.
Thank you for having me.
Part of our Don and Gino team now.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yes. And she's our third wheel. Every once in a while, bring her in for her beautiful voice and her rhyme or I want there to be no reasoning in this office.
No, just rhyme. No reason.
Just rhyme.
But the reason we do the show is to bring you tips like this, right? Because at the end of the day, it's just absolutely critical that if you're even considering selling a home, interview a professional right now. And Don, give us a couple of those reasons why August is a critical time to evaluate your situation, because let's just say a typical home has a good 90-day shelf life as far as listing goes.
If that, yeah.
And where does it put you in the calendar?
Well, the problem is exactly that. Is we know that this fall, I think this fall more than ever is going to. We know in general, fall that for sellers it slows down a little bit, but we have really big reasons why it's going to this year. I mean,
and so there's the one factor that might hold values is inventory.
We have no inventory.
Lack of inventory and low interest rates are a good reason to hang on to your property. Okay, those are the two. I'm going to give both sides of the coin here. The sides of the coin to why you should wait to sell is because there's no inventory. So if no inventory continues, notice that big two-letter word, if. If no inventory continues, but now you've got builders competing against you next spring. And if rates stay low, then maybe it's okay to hang on till next spring. Now, just know, if you miss this window, you might have to hang on till next spring
I agree.
To get this same kind of value for your home.
There's something going on this fall, huh? It might have something to do with literally. I mean, you have holidays that can mix up the market as it is every year. But also, I'm telling you, the elections this year, with it is crazy elections. I'm not choosing sides. I'm just saying, really. So there's more
angst
and
uncertainty
is the word. I mean, come on, with these two candidates, I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm not choosing sides, but because there is a polar opposite on both sides, that creates a lot of uncertainty. And because uncertainty, that's going to create a lot of people standing on the sidelines.
And if you watch the stock market's a good indicator of the tug of war that exists between the parties. And you're watching, you're starting to see stocks. As one political candidate does better, you're starting to see the stocks that would be benefited by that party improve, and the ones that would not be benefited by the other party start to decline. And you're watching the stock market move already. So the real estate market's no different.
No doubt.
The real estate market is going to be moved by, depending what industries win and what industries lose, the tug of war.
Right.
And so it's very interesting that we have a potential change of power. Right. We've had many, many years of Democrats in the White House, and we actually have a potential change in the White House. And I think that not only does that affect housing, it affects how people feel on a day-to-day basis.
Which is consumer confidence is what brought back our industry,
Absolutely.
brought back real estate, brought back our economy. It's all about consumer confidence, without a doubt. So, like Gino said, if you're thinking about selling, now is the time, because I think one, like you said, low inventory. I mean, we have real estate agents reaching out to us as lenders, going, "Do you know of any houses available?"
Right.
I
I
mean,
can't tell you
seriously.
how many posts on Facebook, even though it's kind of funny. I asked my wife, I was like, "Is your Facebook all about real estate, or is it just mine?"
Yeah.
It's just mine.
Oh.
But anyways, what a
Yeah.
great place for us to get a feel from the market is I watch Facebook, and almost every post is, does anybody have a pool home in Saugus? Does anybody have a 4-bedroom, 3-bath under 500,000 in Castaic? And so you could tell we're struggling for inventory for sure. So if you're a seller right now and you're willing to sell for top dollar, best we've seen since 2007 for sure, then right now is a great time to sell.
All right. So now is the time to sell. Work with a real estate professional. I know a lot of you will be challenged going, "I'll just sell my house on my own."
Don't do that.
There's so many. We can give you a plethora of reasons why not to do that. We do it all the time.
Go to nrecafe.com and watch all the videos of why not to sell your house yourself.
Seriously. I mean, you'll look and go, "Oh, I didn't know that. Didn't
Yeah.
know that. Didn't know." Seriously, you're just open a can of worms, liability, hassles, troubles, and to actually, believe it or not, sell your home for less than you would have with a professional, and you'll make less.
Both
in
Don
most
and I
cases.
have held real estate licenses. I've been a listing agent. I've been a real estate agent. I wouldn't ever sell my
Not
own
anything about
house.
it.
Wouldn't
Eh,
even cross my mind.
Yeah. I'll just tell you, first reason is if I was a buyer, I'm going in and I'm reducing the amount I'm offering for your home immediately by the commission amount that you're trying to save.
Right.
Because I know you're not paying it, so I'm going to reduce it. Boom.
Instantaneously. Yeah.
So, all right. So let's go into real quick buyers, because a lot of you buyers out there are frustrated. You're challenged because there's not enough inventory. So here is a couple of keys. One, don't give up. It's worth it. Pride of home ownership, the ability to get into a home right now with interest rates so low, and I'll let Gino talk about the value of where interest rates are versus prices going up. But the key thing is there are ways to be more successful. And one is to be fully approved. Get pre-approved, one for your own knowledge, so you know all the numbers, all the ins and outs, so there's no surprises. But two, if you work with a local direct lender that people trust, and you're working with a local real estate professional that people trust, you have an advantage over others that don't when you put your offer in to get your offer accepted above and beyond someone else's, especially if the lender is well respected and they make a call to the listing agent to say, "Hey, my buyer rocks. They're solid. They're ready to go, and we're going to close this loan on time without any surprises."
So just so you know, what creates a good reputation in your marketplace, guys, is that your lender does a tremendous amount of due diligence up front.
Yep.
So if you were able to get a
Setting
pre-approval,
expectations. Nicely done.
yeah, if you were able to get a pre-approval letter very quickly, I'd be concerned.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. I'd be concerned. You
Run.
probably didn't go through, if you didn't have to leave a blood test and a urine sample, you might want to think twice about your lender.
Yeah, and if your income's trouble, we might take your firstborn.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
they really, and it's for your benefit without a doubt, because you don't want any of these trials and tribulations to go through while you found your home of your dreams. It's stressful.
Simple
Right.
thing, guys.
Yes,
One of the
absolutely.
requirements in most cases is a verification of employment form. You'd be surprised how difficult it is to get this from your employer. It is so difficult these days for your employer to take their resources out of their day to make sure that we get this form to help you buy a house.
Well, look at
sometimes
it.
takes a week or two.
Yeah, no doubt. And Jen, you see, you're reaching out to our buyers now and stuff.
Yes.
How much information do we ask for up front?
Everything, and it's like pulling rope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be a challenge without
So
a
just
doubt.
do it before pre-approval. Don't do it while you're in escrow, because then you won't close on time.
Okay, and one last tip before we're about to wrap up. Be careful also when you're getting quotes. You're going to go to big banks because you're comfortable with them. And nothing against, some of them are very good at their jobs. But a lot of times you might not, the lowest rate is not always the best option. You need a pro that structures your loan correctly. For example, we already had a scenario where one of our clients said, "Oh, I already talked to my big bank. I like them." And we're like, "Okay, we're here for you. We're not going to try to steal anything. Can we ask how it's structured? Because you're putting less than 20% down. There's mortgage insurance involved."
Right.
So how did they structure that? Let's make sure they structure correctly, because the eighth interest that they happen to beat us in this particular program saved them $28.
Right. So just to be clear, they were 1/8 better than
Yep.
us on rate.
Right.
Okay. However, rate's not everything, and I know that's what you're getting at.
Yeah,
Don.
when they structured the mortgage insurance, they structured it I guess, not as advantageous for the client. There's many ways to structure mortgage insurance.
Well, one is they can't shop different mortgage insurance companies.
That's right.
We shop 5.
That's true. There you go. And they're all different depending on your particular scenario. The difference in the mortgage insurance, believe it or not, was $136 a month.
So just so you have some sort of equivalent to that, the interest rate equivalent of $136 a month on that particular loan was 0.5% to rate, which means we were actually 0.5% better to rate than they were because we structured it better if you were to look at true cost.
There you go.
Which, like you said earlier, we use Mortgage Coach to prove that.
All right. So you always need to get a second opinion. Make sure you reach out to a professional, whether it's a real estate professional that's local or, of course, Skyline Home Loans. We're always here to help you. Go to santaclaritahomeloan.com. We appreciate you joining us every Saturday. Sorry, we got to head out. We talk too much, but we love what we do. You can find out lots of information on don&gino.com. nrecafe.com, aprgi.com. We have it all for you because we love what we do. We love you. We love being here every Saturday. We want you to have a wonderful weekend. And as we always say, Gino,
be good humans.